Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing doing my film review for one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I just got done watching it and I absolutely loved it. The Meg. For those of you who need a reminder of what this movie is, it's basically been described as Jaws meets Jurassic Park, Jaws on steroids, and Jason Statham versus Giant Shark. And it just came out, and it is fun. Super, super fun. I really enjoyed this movie. I got exactly what I was expecting and exactly what I wanted to see from this film, and I'll explain that in a minute. But before I go on, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled film review. Again, this is a spoiler-filled film review. If you have not seen The Meg yet and you wish to do so without having the movie ruined or spoiled, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers throughout the video, referring to the story and whatnot and the plot points. And if you have seen the movie, please keep watching and listening, as I hope what I say you find it informative, if not entertaining. So you have been warned, spoilers for The Meg starting right about now. So spoilers, here we go. What a movie. What a fun movie. Yes, of course, it's silly, it's ridiculous, it's a big dumb monster flick, but what do you expect from a movie called The Meg? It ain't Shakespeare, obviously. It's no Casablanca or Citizen Kane, so don't expect it to be. You know, for those of you who are disappointed and expecting a really profound, deep, meaningful experience, I suggest you watch another film, because this movie is meant to be pure entertainment, and that's exactly what it was. You know, this movie basically followed the perfect formula for a creature feature or a giant monster movie, whichever term you want to use. And if you're a particular fan of that genre of film, creature feature or a monster movie, then this movie really is perfect for you. I mean, it's about the discovery of a gigantic prehistoric shark that wreaks havoc off the coast of China. I mean, how better does it get than that? And you know what? The characters were interesting enough to keep you engaged and amused. I mean, damn it. That little girl, you know, there were a lot of highlights for me, but one of the biggest highlights was that little Chinese actress who played the little girl, the daughter of the woman, of the marine biologist, of Mai Ying. I think her name was Mei Ying. Yeah. God, that little girl was hilarious, and she was savage AF, man. She was just out there. Well, not out there. She was just, she just didn't give a fuck, basically. God, she was funny. You know, she was such a delight to watch, because she was so young and cute, but she just had some of the best and probably some of the funniest lines too. And I really liked the relationship between her and Jonas, which was Jason Statham's character. You know, like I said, this movie basically gave me what I wanted to see. You know, it had a group of scientists who are exploring the deepest trenches in the ocean on Earth, and they discover the megalodon. They bring in a previously disgraced deep sea diver, rescue diver, who lost his job and life, or his livelihood, due to claiming he escaped this beast once before. And now, of course, they have to save the day once again. They have to save themselves, and they have to try to save basically the country of China, which this thing is off the coast of. And we basically got to see shark attacks. We saw big character deaths. We got to see sharks terrorizing beachgoers and just wreaking havoc in general. We got to see some pretty bloody, gory shark scenes and whatnot. And it was just overall a fun, carnage-filled summer movie. You know, this is really a perfect summer movie. And I intend on seeing this again, and I especially intend on seeing it on the IMAX screen, especially with the size of that monstrous fish. That is going to be awesome to see on the big screen. But damn, what a fun movie. I mean, if you're a fan, like I said, if you enjoy creature features or giant monster movies, this is the movie for you. I mean, it is like Jaws on steroids. Obviously, it's nowhere near as good as Jaws, but I feel like parts of the movie, there were little references or Easter eggs to the original Jaws. So this movie was like a homage to Jaws. Like the filmmakers were dedicating this film to Jaws and movies like Jaws. Jaws. You know, there are a lot of similarities, like the beach scene where the little boy asks his mom if he can go swimming, and then he gets caught in the middle of all that carnage. Now, fortunately, he didn't die, but in the movie Jaws, there's a similar scene where a boy gets on a yellow inflatable raft thing, but he's attacked by the shark, and his death is one of the first deaths in the original movie Jaws. But damn, this movie was fun. I mean, we got to see a giant shark wreaking havoc, causing mayhem and destruction, and eating people, eating beachgoers. And I thought it was a lot of fun. Now, of course, there were many cliche moments, but you got to expect those cliche moments and either ignore them or accept them as part of the film. But there were quite a few things about this movie that surprised me. Number one, Rainn Wilson's character. I was expecting him to be this unlikable, well, not unlikable, but like this greedy, self-interest only type billionaire, when in reality, he was actually quite a thoughtful guy who cared about, for the most part, cared for the welfare of his employees and the welfare of the general public. And I was a little suspicious when he said he contacted the governments of China and Australia and Thailand, and then he gets on a helicopter. That was awfully fishy. And then we find out, to our surprise, that he actually intends on blowing up and killing that thing before it can do any further damage, or at least to avoid any potential lawsuits, as he puts it, with the loss of life. So that surprised me, because I thought, oh, well, he's a greedy, self-interested billionaire who only wants to exploit and capture this animal for fame and fortune. But nope, instead, he just wanted to straight kill it and blow it up. And unfortunately, he did die in the process, but he did have one of the more memorable deaths in the movie. So Rainn Wilson did a great job, Jason Statham and Cliff Curtis, and everybody did a fantastic job in this film. You know, one of my friends who saw it last night, she told me one of the few things she liked about it was the diversity in its cast members, and you can really see that. We've got some white people, some British people, a New Zealander, we've got some black people, and of course a ton of Chinese people. You know, it's a really rich ensemble cast with, like I said, characters who are interesting enough to keep you engaged during the whole movie, of course. And another thing that surprised me was that I was expecting the Meg to die kind of like how other sharks do in shark movies. They blow up. The hero ends up blowing the shark up by getting it to eat a bomb, an explosive, or some kind of mechanism that causes it to blow up into a million pieces. They were trying that, but it didn't necessarily happen or work. What I liked about this movie is the Meg's death. Well, it wasn't the only thing I liked, but it was one of the things I liked. And I loved how Jonas basically fatally wounds this animal by going upside down in his little sub thing, cutting its stomach open, and then stabbing it in the eye with the harpoon gun. But it's actually nature who delivers the final killing blow. Nature sends in all of these sharks to finish the Meg off, and basically it turns into a feeding frenzy, and these sharks rip the Meg apart right in front of Jonas, and the movie is over. The nightmare is over. So I liked that. I really thought that was a better ending for the Meg than what I originally envisioned, which was, oh, they're just gonna blow it up somehow, and I'm sure it'll look cool. But instead, they had nature take care of it. They had the sharks eliminate the Meg, and I thought I really liked that. I thought that was a nice touch. So I liked that they went that route instead of the traditional, predictable, let's just blow the shark up. But nope, instead they just ate it. They just had the sharks eat it. And what I loved about it is that instead of man saving the day, it's nature saving the day by all of those feeding frenzy crazed sharks attacking and eating the Meg as it sinks to the bottom of the ocean floor. It's really nature correcting the course of balance or life, whatever you want to call it. It's like predators of the present eliminating a predator of the past. That's how I like to put it. So, super fun movie, very enjoyable. Yes, it's silly. Yes, it's a bit predictable and a bit cliche, but damn it, if you know what you're getting into when you buy your ticket, and you know what you're going to see, and if you expect to see a fun giant monster movie or creature feature, whatever you want to call it, you are in for a treat. So the EdWord says, see it. I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. No mid-credits or post-credit sequence of any kind. I already got that confirmed before before I saw the movie, so once those credits roll, you can start to head out. Although I must say, I really like that Chinese version of Hey Mickey. It's pretty catchy. Well, guys, what did you think of The Meg? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Did you get about what you expected? Please leave your thoughts, opinions, and feedback down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from everybody. As always, you may feel free to disagree with one another, of course. We are all entitled to our own opinions. Just please keep it civil and be respectful of one another's beliefs and opinions. The Meg is now playing in theaters. Tickets are on sale. Check your local theaters for showtimes. It's a fun movie. You're not going to want to miss it. Have a great rest of the night, everybody. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.